The State of the Union is today.
I want to talk to the American people and let them know the state of affairs, what's going on.
And our DC bureau is on it. The details live. Planning the perfect Super Bowl party?
A good Super Bowl watch party is not complete without chicken wings.
Some things will actually be less expensive this year.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Hawa Ezel.
I'm Lian Al-Tarbush. Today is Tuesday, February 7, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
State of the Union tonight is the night DC waits all year for. It's the one day a year that both houses of Congress fill the same chamber and listen to a presidential address.
Reporter Nicole Ardilla from our DC Bureau is live this morning on Capitol Hill.
President Biden will be here at the Capitol tonight to give his second State of the Union address, where he will be discussing issues like climate change, the economy, immigration, and tout his wins, and also ahead of the 2024 re-election run.
The things that he wants to be able to say that he made promises on and kept, in particular, infrastructure spending, in particular things to address climate change from the Inflation Reduction Act last year. I think you're going to hear him talk about being competitive with China, which is something that will flow into the next election.
NBC senior national politics reporter John Allen says Americans can also expect President Biden to discuss his plan to end the COVID-19 emergency, push for gun control legislation, and address immigration and the fentanyl crisis.
There is frustration from Republicans about what they see as a border that's not under control, about what they say is a measurable effect of immigration on the spread of fentanyl and other drugs.
This year's Republican response will be given by former Trump press secretary and current Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Arizona Representative Juan Ciscomani, the firstborn person to represent Arizona in Congress, will give the Republican response in Spanish. He said in a recent tweet, "My message is simple. The American dream is a dream worth fighting for." As you can see behind me, fencing is being put up around the Capitol for extra precaution tonight, and also several guests were invited, including the parents of Tyree Nichols. Reporting from Washington, D.C., I'm Nicole Ardila for the South Florida Media Network.
Republicans in Tallahassee working to take away Disney's self-governing statue. A Republican-led bill is being hotly debated in the Florida Senate special session today, as it promises to make Disney unable to issue government debt and will have Disney's Reedy Creek Improvement District dissolved and replaced with the state-controlled Central Florida Tourism Oversight District.
No longer can a company govern itself. Now it's going to be governed like everybody else in the state of Florida.
This is a power grab at Governor Ron DeSantis and an attempt to essentially prevent Disney from ever expressing the First Amendment right.
The president of Walt Disney World Resort, Jeff Valls, said in a statement that the company is monitoring the progress of the legislation and will continue to provide the best for their guests.
After a devastating earthquake, 2 children were rescued from beneath the rubble. Early Monday, an earthquake struck Turkey that could be affecting up to 23 million people. Thousands of buildings were destroyed, and the death toll keeps rising. 24 hours after the earthquake, 2 children were saved from under the rubble by rescue teams.
One lucky winner hit the jackpot for last night's Powerball in Washington State. The game's website says this is the 5th largest prize in its history and is the first Powerball jackpot win this year. It's up to the winner whether they want an annuitized prize or a lump sum of the $407 million. Stay tuned for the next Powerball drawing tomorrow night.
After a 9-day break for All-Star Week, the Florida Panthers make a strong comeback statement at home against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Going up against one of the finalist teams for 2022 Stanley Cup last year, the Cats struck lightning, shooting goal after goal after goal, and Cats just could not be stopped. The final score was Panthers 7, Lightning 1, and the Panthers will move on to play San Jose Sharks on Thursday at 7 p.m.
Someone is shelling out thousands for the South Florida sand beneath Tom Brady's feet.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I think that's tragic, but I'm not surprised.
Everything seems to be more expensive than it was last time you threw a Super Bowl party, but there are still some things that are actually more affordable. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Super expensive. Preparing part for the big game can cost some big bucks. And while it's true that some things like chips and beer do cost more, there are some Super Bowl staples.
The network's Vanessa Garcia headed to the Publix in Miami Shores to find out what items are actually cheaper.
Super Bowl Sunday is just around the corner, and fans hosting parties everywhere are taking over grocery stores to find must-have snacks for the big game. What is your absolute essential Super Bowl snack for this year?
That's a tough question to answer, but if I had to, an absolute essential would be chicken wings. A good Super Bowl watch party is not complete without chicken wings.
Doritos is like the main snack for Super Bowl.
Super Bowl snacks are changing in prices. A report made by New Wells Fargo revealed that some game day dishes are now a little cheaper than last year. Fans will see a change in their budget once they purchase chicken wings. Due to an increase in supply, a pound of wings is down to 22% from last January. Even the sizzling sirloin steak for the barbecue are down in prices. Just to make it even tastier with a must-have dip, the average price of avocado are coming down to 20%. But like all games, you can win them all. Prices in 16-ounce bag of potato chips is up to 22%, costing you an average of $6.28. On top of that, to satisfy your thirst from all the salty chips, it's going to hurt your pockets even more. The average price of a 2-liter soda is going up for $2.13. If you thought this wasn't bad, prepare yourself, because your favorite drink is going to hit your budget the hardest. The average prices in beer are rising 11% since last year's big game.
I think that's tragic, but I'm not surprised. The way everything's been working, the gas going up, I've already seen eggs going up. I'm not surprised that there's going to be certain snacks and certain things that are a little bit more expensive than others.
This year awaits a touchdown in some Super Bowl snacks and a fumble in others. I'm Vanessa Garcia, South Florida Media Network.
A user by the name of GadgetGS is now auctioning off a bottle of sand he claims to have collected from the exact spot where NFL legend Tom Brady announced his retirement video on a beach in South Florida. He claims to have gathered the sand just hours after Brady uploaded his video. The current bid is nearly $100,000 on eBay. Several other listings are also claiming to sell sand from this spot, ranging from $33,000 to $10,000.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Leanna Botorbush.
I'm Hawa Ezel. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.